commodity available in this kind of scenario. So being around like-minded people, and I'll tell you the truth, the most like-minded people I've ran into have been viciously Western mountain folk. Very, very independent thinking. I think that's probably why you're seeing Montana so viciously attacked for its gun position, its Second Amendment position. That's why you're seeing Arizona so viciously attacked. But there's other things too. You don't see that kind of thing in Illinois.
No.
That's probably more west of Indiana, or even Tennessee. But Illinois is, of course, Nazi headquarters right now.
That's right. That's a bastion of socialism. But I will say this, that I moved from the city to about as outback country as you can possibly get. And I'll be honest with you, everybody here is of a like mind. They're very freedom-loving. They don't like people nosing into their stuff. And we're kind of, if I was able to, let's just say, farm my own land and sustain myself with what I harvest and sell to market, I would be very isolated from all the garbage that's going on. Like, for example, my county is 334 square miles, and the closest city to that also is roughly 330 square miles. My county has one sheriff and 6 deputies. That closest city has 175 police officers that do that. So I mean, you're pretty much on your own out here if that's the case. But people like that, and it works. It works. You don't have crime out here. It just doesn't happen because people respect each other's stuff and their privacy and their freedom and everything else. And you know what? And the other thing is they know too, any criminal element or anything like that if you try and mess with any of us, well, guess what? You're going to end up having to mess with all of us because that's how we roll, us rednecks. So just so you know. So I mean, it's a if I was to make a suggestion to everybody, it would be to try and get away from the population centers because those are going to be the ones that are really going to be chaotic, especially if hyperinflation sets in, if there's some sort of event that gets the food supply is short or anything like that. That's the first place that's going to go downhill is those population centers, and then after that, you pretty much got to wait it out. What do you think, guys? Griff?
Yes.
I was like, chirp, chirp.
Joe. I haven't disagreed with anything you've said since we started this. How far are you away from Greenville, North Carolina? You're right near the coast, aren't you?
No, I'm about 65 miles inland.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're a little bit further in than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I mentioned some time ago the Voice of America transmitters are located in Greenville. You can't be too far from those transmitters.
I don't know. I'd have to check it out. I can't remember offhand, but I will look it up for you.
Now your background is radio. You're kind of a radio transmitter guy, aren't you?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't been over to Greenville to look at their 500,000 watt transmitters over there.
I could do that. I don't know. It depends.
Yeah. They were built in the 40s, and they're still in service over there. It's amazing, isn't it? Radio
does not really... the technology really hasn't changed in a lot. I mean, yes, they've gone from tube to solid state and things like that, but really the technology behind it, it's all the same. It really is. I mean, the concept doesn't change. So, and especially when you talk about like AM/FM type of transmission. It's been the same since it was invented. You know, only the way that they modulate may be a little bit different, but outside of that, same stuff.
Who was Philo Farnsworth?
He was the inventor of the television, wasn't he?
Yes. I'm so proud of you. Dr. Waterman, I bet you didn't know about Philo Farnsworth.
Farnsworth, a good old Scottish man.
You know, all of the I diverted there.
It's okay.
We can talk on and on and on. The thing that everybody should do is just believe us. Just believe what we're telling you. Right, Dr. Waterman? Just believe us.
But,
I believe you said that earlier today.
If a person has just gotten on the wake-up schedule, there's no way they're going to catch up without having a psychological collapse, trying to figure out, oh, my God, the Federal Reserve is private. Oh, my God, it's fake money. Oh, my God, these aren't real. This is, and you just go through all these little cues. Well, don't be standing on the tracks too long because the train's coming. And if you see somebody that's kind of more aware than you are, I'd be doing what they're at least saying to do, even if they're not doing it, because maybe they can't. Maybe they've just resourced themselves out. So if people have resources, the main thing they need to do is to take those resources and, like the guest said tonight, get stuff. Just get it. I can remember I've been in two countries, guys, when they went into revolution and collapse. Been in two of them. Not in Argentina. It wasn't in that one. A little bit closer to home in southern Mexico and Eastern Europe. And they go through phases of what will work and what won't for currency. And but one of them very quickly is just flat out no food or no currency. And food's about the only thing worth talking about for a while. When it all settles down, then things start getting better from the standpoint of being able to trade. But I can tell you that when it comes to, a collapsing country, there's two routes out of it. In deeper or in more to freedom. And that's going to be the exact choice that many people in this country are going to have when it comes to being in debt and participating in what's about probably ready to be delivered as the, quote, answer to all our economic woes. It will be, oh, we'll take care of that for you. Don't you worry. That ominous kind of sound that I was intending to get across was, yes, they have even worse agenda behind giving you the money than they have before. If you're smart, you see a patriot that's been at it a while, he's jumping out of the debt and getting out of the way and says, hell no, I'm not going to sign up for that. It might be a good idea not to. Because, it's really going to be kind of tough to learn your 4 years of patriotic truce 101 in the short time that we have left. It's really not very much time. We have 3 or 4 agendas. They're all working right now. Economic, you have all kinds of geopolitical stuff happening. So any one of those would take a little bit of time to learn. Just kind of take it from some folks that have been around a while, like what other radio broadcast actually has one of the founding fathers of America on their network? I mean,
that's true.
And you notice not even a chuckle. He's because he hears it so often now that it's not even funny.
I remember the
he
trip
jumps,
over
you
from
jump too.
The trip over from England on the I think it was the Nina or was it the Penta? Anyway, I said to Christopher, about the scurvy. You know, I suggested that we carry oranges on the boat, but he said no. Anyway, that's another story.
There you go.
Well, you know,
Dr.
guys,
Waterman, do you think that November 8th, 11th is significant?
Well, it's significant in this report, and the odds are, you know, it's not a perfect prediction, but it's scary enough to do. Let me tell you this. Well, I know enough about intelligence community that they're paying attention to the exact same dates because the odds are high. And when it comes to life and death situations, 10% is pretty damn high. And let me give you an example. I've said it I don't know how many times. You take a 10-chamber gun, empty out all the bullets, put one bullet in, spin the revolver and stick it to your head and pull the trigger. Now that 1 out of 10 or 10% becomes pretty high. And that's how we have to look at some of these scenarios because they're too dangerous not to. And,
right.
And so when it gets to about 10% in the intelligence community with serious issues, they begin to act. Well, the percentage is way past 10% with much of that report. That date has got more, way more than a 10% possibility. And if that's the case, Katie, bar the door. That's all she wrote, you know?
It did catch your attention.
It gets your attention. You got my attention.
Yes, mine too.
And really, you know, it's intel, it's information that people should consider. And I most certainly think that you know, even bad intel, you can always glean information from it. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. The thing is you can look at it. Common sense tells you that we're due for a tipping point. We're due for a event any time now. It's the way it is. So you know, the idea is to keep on preparing, keep on doing what you got to do. At the same time, live your life, because you need to enjoy these moments now while you can. You need to network while you can, because there may be a day when you can't do this again anymore, where your quality of life changes, where the way we communicate changes. And when that happens, we may find ourselves in a much more limited capability of being able to do these things. So do it now while you can, and take advantage of the time while you can. And that's the only advice that I can give to people out there, is you do what you can, and that's all you can do. And after that, the rest, you got to give it up and say, look, I'm not in control. You've done everything you can do, and now it's time to let it go. And that's where I'm at. And folks, crap, I just looked at the clock. We're out of time. So thanks, Doc, for stopping on by. Thank you, Adrian Salbuchi, and Griff, as always. I love your all-omniscient wisdom. And folks, coming on next is Travenile 1. We'll be back again on Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, this is Joe Joseph. Have a pleasant evening.